Welcome to Philly territory. In the heart of Philadelphia, our journey begins 10 years after the last Philly World Series win. As of late, the Phillies' success has gone down, missing the playoffs the last several seasons. Coming off of a 66 win and 96 loss season, there is a lot of work to do to restore the once successful Philadelphia Phillies baseball team. Welcome to the Philadelphia Phillies franchise on MLB 18 The Show. It's time to get underway here in Philadelphia. We will jump right into getting to know this team. A team led by the newly acquired Jake Arrieta. Arrieta threw 168 innings last season and put up 163 strikeouts. Arrieta is now the face of this Phillies team. If the Phillies want to restore their old winning habits, it will be with the development of young talent. Leading the charge in that department is Scott Kingery, our second baseman. Kingery, with A potential, is a great defender and is looking for his time to produce for this team. J.P. Crawford, the left-handed shortstop, is the other young talent in this lineup that needs to be developed. Crawford, with great plate vision, will look to be a key force at the plate this season. The Phillies need to develop some young arms to back up Jake Arrieta. Aaron Nola will be a key part to this rotation. Nola had a 3.5 ERA last season and will look to build off of that and get the same production from him at the number 2 spot in this Phillies rotation. Carlos Santana comes in from Cleveland and looks to add a spark to the Phillies lineup. Santana hit a .259 average last season and clobbered 23 home runs. We hope to get the same production out of Santana this season in the Phillies lineup. And that will do it for this roster outlook. Our first series of this new franchise will be against the Atlanta Braves. We look to make a good first impression with this series against the Braves, and that begins with Opening Day
here on MLB Network. Opening Day is here as we get the new season underway with a good matchup between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Atlanta Braves. Hello again, everybody. Baseball is back. Welcome to our special Opening Day broadcast on MLB Network. I'm joined by Dan Plesac. And Dan, as we get things going this season, it's pitching that has to be key if this team's going to have success.
You know, I always think pitching and defense are the keys to success in the long run. So as the season gets started, it's going to be really important for this pitching staff to set a good tone. If they can get off on a good foot, it will do a lot for the confidence of the entire ball club.
The game's count starting now. Opening Day on MLB Network, and it's coming up next. Quickly now, we'll look at the two men who are entrusted with the starting pitching assignment here to begin the new year. Time now for a glance at the Phillies batting order in this one. Mark, what do you have on this lineup as they go for the first win?
And here is the lineup for the Philadelphia Phillies 2018. Cesar Hernandez is leading off. Rhys Hoskins hitting third. He's a guy we need to keep an eye on, the young left fielder. Julio Teheran gets the bump for the Braves, sitting at a 4.4 ERA last season. We hope to take advantage of that, as Cesar Hernandez will lead off the 2018 Philadelphia Phillies franchise. A 1-1 count. Hernandez takes a strike on the inside corner, and we hope to battle that strikeout And he hits one deep to center field. But the center fielder does catch this one on the run. And that brings up Abdul Herrera with a full count. And he pops this one out to the outfield into foul territory. And the left fielder, Acuna Jr., does bring this one back into play for out number 2. We hope to stave off this 3-up, 3-down as Rhys Hoskins takes a ball to deep outfield, and it's going to go over the fence for a home run. Rhys Hoskins with 2 outs takes a ball left right over the plate. A line drive home run. And that's exactly what we wanted from Hoskins to show off that power in Game 1. Carlos Santana up now. He's going to strike and a ball well outside the strike zone. A 1-2 for him. And he's going to take this one over the fence. A no doubt home run. Santana goes back to back with Hoskins to have 2 home runs for the Phillies in this first inning of the first game. Aaron leaving 2 balls right over the plate in Santana, and Hoskins takes advantage of that. And that's something that I'm excited to see as the first 2 home runs leave the yard in the first inning. Nick Williams, the right fielder now. He's going to take a ball to left center. Could it be 3 in a row? And it is. Nick Williams makes it back-to-back home runs in the first inning. What a performance from these Phillies hitters in the first inning. Mid-season form are these guys. If we can get the pitching to back it up, it will be scary as a fly ball goes to center field. Maikel Franco, the third baseman, pops one up, and it will be the 3rd out, so he can't get 4 in a row. Arrieta comes up now with a full count. He's going to walk the batter. So a little stress from Arrieta. Another full count. Can he make up for the walk? And that he does. A ground ball to shortstop. Over to second, and then the first, a double play. Way to make up for that walk, Arrieta. He almost has another one. As Freddie Freeman comes up with a 2-1 count. He's going to take the strike. Freeman, the dangerous power hitter. He's going to foul a ball off. Freeman working the count a little bit. Arrieta's going to reach back and throw that ball, and it's going to go over the third baseman's head and into left field. A 2-out single from Freddie Freeman. Arrieta now with a 1-1 to Jose Bautista. That one's going to get down and over the wall for a ground rule double. It does prevent the runner from scoring. A lucky break for the Phillies. Arrieta tries to prevent that run from coming in, and that he does. A pop-up to the left fielder, and he does get the 3rd out. Into the bottom of the second, Arrieta, 3-1 count, and he's going to start the second the same way he started the first, with a walk to Tyler Flowers. Can we get the same result we did last time? A double play, but Acuna Jr. does strike out in his first Major League at-bat. The 2-2 from Arrieta, and Maikel Franco. A nice snag over at third base to get the 2nd out. A 2-2 now. Can we get out of the inning? And that we do with a big strikeout from Jake Arrieta. Hernandez up now in the top of the 3rd inning with a full count. And he's going to take this one to right center field. Deep fly ball. It's going to get down right before the wall. Hernandez is going to go right into second base with a stand-up double. A ball there. And a ground ball from Santana. He's going to try and beat this one out at first, and that he cannot do. Santana does ground out. But we're going to go right back into the 4th inning. A ground ball that's going to go right up the middle. Base hit. The Phillies are putting on a pretty good offensive show. J.P. Crawford, the exciting rookie, is going to take a walk. to put runners on first and second. Here's Jake Arrieta, the pitcher. He puts the bat on the ball. It does get down, but the first baseman, Freddie Freeman, grabs it to get the final out of the inning. Arrieta goes back to pitching. Ball through the gap. A base hit. Braves are fighting on offense as Arrieta going to throw this ball right under the third baseman Franco's glove. Runners on first and second now. Hoskins comes up with the throw to third base to hold the runners. Can Arrieta get out of this? He gets a nice strikeout to get 2 outs in the inning. Full count. Arrieta gets a pop-up to the foul line. Santana grabs this one to end the 4th inning, and Arrieta gets out of a jam. The 5th inning starts now with a base hit up the middle. There's Odubel Herrera now. He's going to hit this one into the gap. Can we get a run off of this? Around third. We're going to put the brakes on. We're going to play it safe. Runners will not score, but we do have first and second for Rhys Hoskins. Can he repeat what he did in the first? He cannot, but he will get a base hit up the middle. Scores 1 run. Phillies lead 4-0 in the 5th. Jesse Biddle comes on now in the 5th inning to stop the bleeding for the Braves. Santana up now. He hits a ball to deep right field. Is this going to get out? And it does. Carlos Santana's 2nd home run of the game. 7-0 Phillies. This offensive clinic does excite me for this franchise. 7 runs in 5 innings of 4 home runs. We have a lot to work with for this franchise. Nick Williams up now. He's going to rope this one right over the shortstop's head and into the outfield for a base hit. Still no outs. There's a hit through the second baseman. The second baseman was covering the bag, was not there. Runners on first and third was still nobody out. And another base hit into the outfield. He's going to score a run. 8-0 go the Phillies with still 0 outs. J.P. Crawford up now. Drew a walk the last time. He's taking some pitches here. And he's going to draw another walk. Crawford's 2nd walk. There's that plate vision we talked about earlier. Arrieta pitching great. We're going to leave him in the game. And he's going to get a base hit. With the bases loaded, it's going to score a run. You know the Phillies are on fire when the pitcher gets a hit. And here's another knock to the outfield. Phillies on a roll now. The ball's going to be caught by the center fielder, but we're going to send the runner. He's going to slide in home safe. Phillies go up 10-0. Herrera up now. Takes a ball 3-1. He takes another ball. It's going to be ball 4 and another walk. Braves pitching staff struggling as Hoskins comes up. He drives one down deep. Left center field, and that's going to be out of here. A grand slam for Rhys Hoskins. 2nd home run today for Hoskins. What a clinic this Phillies roster is putting on the Atlanta Braves. Mistakes were made by the Atlanta Braves pitching staff, and the Phillies do take advantage. Bases loaded again. Up the middle. This is the 7th inning. A double play, but the run does score. 15-0. This game is pretty much over, but Arrieta, his last batter of the day, he does get a ground out. Arrieta's stamina was struggling. Braves did make him throw a lot of pitches as Hector Neris comes on for the last 2 innings. A 2-1. It's going to be a foul ball as Neris tries to get out of the ninth. With 2 outs, Neris, he's going to strike him out. And that is the ball game. for the Philadelphia Phillies. 15 runs against the Braves in the first game. And the Phillies did put on a show in this game, and we do hope to get the same production out of the pitching staff and the offense that we did in this first game. Phillies do go up 1-0 in this series, and 1-0, 1-0 on the year.
That's a wrap for us here this afternoon. For Mark, Dan, and the rest of our crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB Network.
So we're going to take a look at some scouting here. Jay Bruner, our head scout, has 95 efficiency, 66 discovery, 50 pitching, and 54 position player. He's a guy that can find guys that will work for the system, so that's kind of exciting to look at. C. Robinson, 83 pitching, so he can find some pitchers. Littleton is 64 pitching, so he can find some pitchers. And Fagan is our only guy that is good with position players, 94 efficiency. So our scouts could use a little work, but they do have some qualities that could find us some good players. They have their work cut out for them, and they have a lot of guys already scouted. But we're going to take a look at some guys that we might want to add ourselves. Kevin Gaston was a guy that caught my eye early. He has 75 stealing, 60 speed. Those are rough estimates, but he is a guy that looks like he can hit and field with 80 potential, sitting at 65 overall. With 2019, his MLB ETA, he looks like a guy that can come up fairly early and be a producer. So we're going to go ahead and assign Fagan to scout Gaston. Francisco is a guy that has 75 potential as a 60 overall starting pitcher. He has pretty good arm strength, pretty good arm accuracy. He looks like a guy that can stop a home run ball, pitch to contact. He looks like a pretty decent pitcher, but we don't have a lot of scouting on him. So we'll go ahead and assign Francisco to Littleton. Kevin Little is a guy with 80 potential, but we didn't scout him for some reason. So I want to go ahead and assign Kevin Little to a scout so we can see exactly why he didn't get scouted. He has pretty good potential, but his stats say otherwise. So we're going to go ahead and assign Kevin Little to Robinson and see if we can find out why he wasn't scouted originally off the bat. Our head scout, our last scout to have a player, will be assigned Damon Scott, 70 overall with 70 potential. He could be a guy that could flatline in the minors with 70 potential already at a 70 overall, or he could be a guy that could skyrocket and be an elite player. His stats are not bad. He's got some pretty good, interesting stats, attributes going on here. MLB ETA is 2019, so Damon Scott could be high on our radar in the draft this year. So we're going to go ahead and assign our scout with Damon Scott. So here's our scouting report. We have 4 guys being scouted. In a few episodes later, we will see what our report is on these guys. But for the most part, these are the guys that we will look to draft later this summer. So that'll do it for our first episode. The first game and the scouting is done. We got off to a really hot start in game number 1, and we hope to bring that into game number 2 and 3, which will be featured in the next episode. Thank you for watching. I hope you stick around for the rest of this Phillies franchise as we hope for success with this team. Leave your feedback down below, and I will see you guys in the next one.